Hey Plant Pals, Mike the Kid Gardener, and today's video is a look at some of the things I'm growing inside and some of the issues I'm having. I'll talk about that in another video, a separate video. But I'm also going to show some of the things I'm harvesting. Like as you can see here, this orange hat tomato is about ready to pluck. Here's some that are already ripe and ready to be tasted. And this is my, what I call my basil tree that's up to the light, so I'm gonna have to harvest some of that today. Now, like I said, I'll trim it down, but it'll come right back in like a day. It'll be touching the light again, and I'll harvest the plate full, and that's the way it goes with that. That's why I'm very happy with it. Let's throw into my AeroGarden sprout. And as you can see, as I've said before, I've only got this one plant growing in it because look at how much light is being blocked for these pods. I mean, I'm sure I might be able to grow something in this pod. Definitely wouldn't be able to grow anything in that pod because the light is, again, being completely blocked by, oops, not my finger, but being completely blocked by the basil because it grows so fast. And it would choke everything else out. All right, I'm going to harvest some of this basil, and I will be back. All right, I am back with my Fresno chili pepper plant. That's just growing like crazy. You can see there's just peppers all over it. I think there's like 12 peppers growing on here right now. All different stages of development. This one still got this little, for where the flower was. There's one here. Still got his little hat thing on. Yeah, these things grow really fast, which I love because I can, once it starts producing like this, I get sometimes 5 or 6 peppers a week, which at my grocery store, they want $2 or more each for the ripe Fresno peppers. And I can just go to my own garden and harvest what I'm going to use for that week for meals and stuff, which is pretty cool. All right, right next to it in my deep water culture tub is the tomatoes, which are growing tall and not producing, but there's a reason for it. I'll discuss in another video. And it's a problem that I have fortunately figured out and solved. So hopefully I'll get some tomatoes by Christmas. We shall see. If not, no big deal. Down below here, in this deep water culture tub, I've got the basil that keeps growing tall. And as you can see, all these different nodes, I could cut the plant off at any of these nodes, and what's below it will grow more basil, which is really cool. And down here, I'm growing jalapenos. They're full-size jalapenos. Not quite ready yet. Let's see if I can find one more down underneath here. There's a bunch. If I could show them. See? Got about 6 or 7 jalapenos growing down underneath here. With lots more flowering. Oh, some hanging down here. It's pretty cool. And you can see there's more flowers that are going to produce more peppers for me. And over here in this one, I've got my cherry tomatoes, which are still going strong, but nothing's really producing yet. I see some flower buds, but again, there's a reason for all this. I'll explain why I'm not actually seeing stuff yet. I need to clean this down below here. It's getting kind of messy. This right here is my, I believe it's a stevia plant, I'm not sure. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna harvest some of this basil, and I will be back. All right. Well, this sorry looking thing was my purple basil that I had pulled out as an experiment. I did another video on that. That'll be out either before or after this one. Who knows? I'm chaotic. Things I've been not great with my editing and uploading as I should be. But this one will probably survive. This was the runt of the. I had three growing in here. This was the baby, and it may or may not survive because I had a issue, which again I'll talk about in another video. But I need to either give it love and attention and bring it back, or I can start over. Now I think I might just start over with something because it that's the best part about hydroponics is everything grows so fast that I could start over, and then in a month I'm harvesting tons and tons of other herbs, which is really cool. So I haven't decided yet. Either I'm gonna keep this thing going or I'm gonna get a different one. I harvested tons and tons of basil off this already. So I've got, a ton in my freezer, so I could try growing something else. I could try growing some kind of lettuce or spinach or, who knows. Anyway, next to that is my Zimu, however you pronounce it, unit, which I love. I've got tons and tons of jalapenos on here. You can count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at this giant thing. Is huge. Wow. Whoop. Boing, boing, boing. That thing is a big boy. And look at all these. These are my orange spice jalapenos. And there are tons and tons. And there's a weird little mutant one there that I had to pluck off. The little red thing's a little baby mutant one. And right next to it is the one that's growing normal. As you can see, these are all starting to ripen. I'm doing a time-lapse video with them. I could probably pull these two. Yeah, but look at how beautiful those are. There are 18 of them on this plant. This one plant has 18. This one has like 6. So I've got tons and tons of peppers to harvest, and I can, again, if I want, I can keep the plant growing. Once I start harvesting these, the flowers should start budding again, and then I can grow more. Or I can just start over. Either way, it's just fun for me. All right, I'll be right back. Here is my I-do. And I put this pepper in here about a month ago, probably less. I'm already getting tons and tons of little baby jalapenos. This is just a jalapeno pepper plant. Oh. Okay, somehow my video got shut off. Anyway, this is my jalapeno plant in the I-do unit. And it's doing very well. And right next to it is another jalapeno plant. If I get so many leaves, take them off and start showing you all the peppers. And then back here, in the very back, is that dying Fresno that I'm getting some of the last of the Fresnos off of. Next to that is my other sprout unit that has the arugula. It's going strong. It's looking good. I've been harvesting lots off that. Beneath that is these 3 small deep water culture tubs that I just planted the parsley. Look at all the nice parsley I've got already. This is my sage. Got tons of sage growing already. And in this one, we got oregano. I've got some oregano here. Nothing's really happening yet with this one. Let's see about that one. And if nothing happens with them, I'll just drop new seeds and get them started. It's not a big deal. So those are my 3 herb containers. I'll be right back. All right, this is my plenty seeds unit that had the pump. Oops. Let me turn this light on for it. See, this is one of the systems that I was having problems with. I'll talk about that. And as I say, there's a cherry tomato plant. Already getting some baby cherry tomatoes growing on it. Nothing as much has happened with this because I had some issues, but that should recover soon. Here is a basil plant that I'm going to harvest some basil off of because I want it to grow bushy, not tall. And here's some extra lemon spice. So I had the room. I'll stick them in there, get them growing, and I might put them in a jar. I might do something else with it. That came from my arrow garden. That's right next to it. There's one of the more mature lemon spice jalapenos. They're all the same age. You know, some plants grow faster than others. That's how nature is. But everything's looking great so far. This is just the dill that I just stuck in there because I had it laying around. So why not? Let it do its thing. It's the arrow garden system that I cleaned up. As you can already see, it's already starting to get that gunky stuff in there. So every once in a while, I'll just take a paper towel and clean it up. Or not care about it and let it get gunky and clean up after that. But, you know. The nice thing about arrow gardens, they do come in different colors. So if you don't like the white deck and looking at the stuff, they have different colored units that you can purchase, or you can customize it yourself. I've seen people do that too, which is really cool. This right here, next to it, is my bonsai cherry tomato that's growing up over the arrow garden. It's really taken off. Again, this was supposed to be a determinate plant. It was supposed to produce its fruit once and die, and it's been well over 3 years now, and it's still producing fruit, still going. So I'm going to let it continue to go because I like these tomatoes. It's a delicious variety. And let's see here. I got some basil I have to harvest. It's getting tall. And here's a ton of parsley that I need to harvest. That's getting tall, and there's parsley back there. All right. I will be back. All right, there's my orange hat. I just harvested two tomatoes off of this, and trimmed back some of trimmed all this that was hanging off excess. As you can see, there's another baby branch that if I trimmed all this stuff off, this little guy would grow out and produce tomatoes. This one's looking not great. It might live, might not. It's a cherry tomato. We'll see. Underneath it, I've got my tub of thyme. You can see I've got lots of thyme going. Got another basil over here. Got a lemon spice jalapeno here. My little beard mutant pepper plant. I'm going to harvest these 2 peppers off of it. Got another pepper here. And like I said, it keeps dying back and then coming and then dying back and produces a couple of peppers for me, and there you go. This is my Cuban oregano I'm trying to propagate. Add some more water in there, let the roots grow out, see if that'll work. I got that Cuban oregano from Unimportant Homestead, which is really cool. I'll show you the parent plant in a second. This is my spinach strawberry. It's still doing great, despite the issues I've been having, which I still will talk about. Here's some tomatoes I'm still trying to propagate. There are some roots growing off here. I don't know if it's going to work. Well, I see new growth here, so there you go. That's cool. Here's my mint plant in the back that's going insane. It's all over this table here. This. See some more mint coming off the back there and up the wall. This is a basil that I need to trim some off. This is my experiment. I'm not sure if I talked about it yet or not, but by the time this video out, I probably should have. Who knows? This is a lemon spice, and here's a lemon spice. And once they get too close to the top here, I'm going to put them on the bottom shelf so I have more room, along with my Cuban oregano that's still fortunately still alive. Got some new growth down here. It's pretty cool. And in the back, there's a pepper that I'm overwintering that almost died. that I managed to bring back. So yeah, it's just a quick look at some of the things I'm doing. I'm going to harvest these 2 peppers. I'm going to harvest some oregano, and I'm going to harvest some mint. Or basil, sorry. I'm going to harvest basil. I'm going to harvest some mint. Cool. All right. So, be right back. Here is a look. I still haven't grabbed those peppers yet, but I did want to show my plate of my harvest today. So I've got parsley. Underneath there are tomatoes that are covered. There we go. There's tomatoes. There's basil. Tons and tons of basil. So I'm going to get those stored away so I can use them for future meals. Well, tomatoes I'm going to snack on. Wait till wife gets home, and then we'll try them. It's always kind of a fun thing we like to do is sample the things that we're growing inside. Put the basil in stews and salads and on roasts. So yeah, it's really cool. All right, so that's my November 25th indoor harvest and tour. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.